Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So today is a huge gap down day, and Nasdaq is gapping down gapping down under all the EMAs. SPY is on the 50, and Russell is on the 9. So let's do the scan first. I'm not sure. I avoid trading biotechs, but this IBRX looks like a pretty good parabolic shot and is gapping near the previous highs. The huge volume day. But I just don't trade the biotech, so not for me. So the metals are still going. And I think we need a little bit more time for the reversal. But I think it's near. It's around the corner. So nearly all of the gap up names pre-market is the gold or the silver stocks, and many of them are extended. So other metals, I think gold need 1 or 2 days more, maybe 4,000 and around 4,900 areas for good parabolic shots. Needs to speed up. I'm not active on Instagram, so yeah, you can leave a follow, but I'm not posting anything there yet. Maybe in the future, maybe. And hi from Taiwan, hello. And I saw a news in Hong Kong today. There's the news in Hong Kong. Reports there are long queue in the gold shop, and people's are, especially the grandmas and the grandpas, are rushing to buy gold and silver. And that's what grandma said. The reporter asked her, "Are you afraid that the price of silver is going to reverse soon?" And she said, "No. And if it reverses, I'll just leave them to my sons and daughters." I think that is one of the signs of the top. Just adds more conviction. Parabolic shots. I think it's really near the corner. At least just don't buy any of the gold and silver stocks right now. You can avoid the short, but I mean you can skip doing the short, but just avoid buying them. Just do not buy any of the precious metals. So Rocket Lab, this is a I bought it. I hold them for quite some time. So I keep trailing it, and I have my first I sell my first partials at last Friday on around, I think, 97 area or 98 areas. It was pretty tough last week, so it's chopping around. And this course, I bought it at the pullback into the anchor VWAP from the previous swing high. And personally, I don't think this is a setup, maybe a B, but I just pull the trigger, and fortunately it works. But I don't think in a technical wise or a setup wise, it's not a really good setup because it's a little bit loose on the right side. And now I move the stop to break even. Galaxy, this is a pretty lucky one. I didn't expect it to go that fast. And I bought these breakouts, I think. So at around the 26-ish area, 26. So breakout of the previous day high. Yes, Yeah, I think it's around 26 area. So the EMAs are really converged. And it's kind of, although it's under the 50 EMA, yeah, this is a not a favorable condition, but um originally I am a little bit bullish about the cryptos, and then I think Galaxy could be one of the names that benefit from it. But turns out it has the news on the data center. So I reduced some on last Wednesday, and also on Thursday also sell some more, and also on Friday too. So I believe now I have around maybe 60% of the original position left. Yes, and ASTS, this is a really tricky one. Actually, I got stopped out on Wednesday as it undercuts the Friday's low. But then on so on Wednesday, the market pulls back to the 21 EMA, and QQQs is pulling back on the 50 EMA, which makes it a good good spot or good level that could catch a bounce. I think the indices and the overall market is doing pretty strong when it pulls back to the rising EMAs or the support level throughout the last year. So given the market, the nature or the condition, so I think this is a good spot to find some reversal or the pullback entries. And I really think like as the Rocket Lab is so strong, and I think within the same sector, ASTS is also basing near close to the all-time highs. So after I got stopped, I keep watching it, and then I believe I bought the 15-minute breakout. Yes, I bought the 15-minute breakout on this candle right here, and it turns out working pretty well. And then I also sell partials into the strength last Friday, so I reduced quite a lot. I sell quite a few on the way up, and actually on Thursday this is also a pullback buy opportunity on the first pullback to the 9 EMA. So and also the daily on the 1 hour 50. And again, I don't think this is a very good like an A setup, but I think the market condition contributes most of it because the market bounced quite heavily on Wednesday. And the last one is Surf. I bought it on the Friday when it pulls back to the anchor VWAP, but today it's now gapping down. So I'm probably gonna get stopped out right at the market open. But I just noticed that now it's gapping under the 9 EMA, also near the previous highs, as well as the gap on Thursday, the gap up, unfilled gap on Thursday. So last week it finds support twice near these areas, and I think maybe there could be a pullback buy today, maybe. As the SPY is pulling back into the 50s and IWM is pulling back into the 9 EMA. So it could be a spot, like today could be a rebound. Although it's gapping down quite a lot pre-market. But right now I think it's too late for the shorts. If you're bearish, even if you're bearish, you should not do any shorts here, I think. At least wait for the rebound into the declining EMAs, at least. Yeah, so Surf, I bought the 5-minute breakouts. I believe it should be on this candle. Yes, around 2%. Or maybe the 1-minute breakouts. Maybe I bought the 1-minute breakouts on this candle. on this candle. So it's still a 2% stop. Okay. Rivian, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I don't know. Let's see how it reacts to this pirate highs here. This level 16-ish. Yeah, Rivian is letting me down. I thought it could be the next leader, but it lets me down. Yeah, by the way, A-Lab, I really love this base. Really. A long base above the 150 EMA, building higher lows, and the EMA starts to cross back and close above the anchor VWAP. And today it's pulling back into the anchor VWAP and also the 9 EMA. If the market is going to rebound today, I think A-Lab is a setup. And on the weekly too, so it's holding up both the 9 and the 21 EMA on the weekly. And this cipher too, a little bit stronger than A-Lab. So it also looks pretty good. And this USAR is breaking out pre-market. But this USAR have a strong rally from the lows. So this is a change of character. You can see it snaps into the 21 EMA and close above the 9 EMA, which is a pretty strong price action. And the second day, it snaps into the 50 EMA and the 150. And also, these 2 days is closing very strong. And the third day even closed above the 50 and the 150. So from a purely technical perspective, there's no way people would buy these 3 kind of a gap up, straight gap ups into the declining EMAs. So there must be someone like the fundamental guys is buying them. Or so maybe some institutions are buying them. So normally at least there are some like consolidation below the 50 or the 150, but it doesn't, and then it consolidate above all the EMAs for 2 weeks. And there are 2 strong undercuts and weak claims and fine support on the rising 21 last week, which demonstrates the strength. Also near the anchor VWAP from this you can say is swing high. Also the previous swing high too. Actually, Lumen is not looking that bad. But on the daily, it's gapping down, but it's gapping down into the EMAs where the EMAs converge, those levels. And on the weekly, it's pulling back into the 9 EMA. So if Lumen can find support here, it could probably build an inside week. I would love to see how the quantum names are reacting to this gap down today. So it looks like a short now under the 21 and the 9 EMA on the weekly. On the daily, they're gapping down. And if the market really rebounds after the market open, maybe they can rally into the 50 EMA, or just the hourly 9 or the hourly 21 EMA, and then will they reverse from there? These previous leaders look very weak. Oh, I'm a little bit worried about that. This rejection from run. Yeah, the Oglow on the gap up into the anchor VWAP and then fails. Same as Open. Open also gap up into the anchor VWAP and then couldn't hold it. Now it's looking bad. I expect the pullback, but if it's closing below the 9 EMA, then it's not good for the long side. Nebius looks a little bit similar to the cipher. The LEU also looks strong, but I think today won't be. Yeah, it won't be. We won't get a pullback buy entry. At least I wanted to go back to this 305. And maybe a breakout. Maybe a breakout for the 330 area. It could be. It could be, but I prefer buying the pullbacks. So today my plan is just trying to maybe try some pullbacks or reversals as the market is pulling back into the rising moving average. But if the market is weak, then I'm just going to maybe reduce some positions and waiting for the next rebound for the shorts. As now I'm not shorting at this gap. This won't be a good risk reward. So try put some USAR for this opening range highs breakout, but it's too wide for my stop. Then I just put a stop at of this candle low, and it's a 0.3%. I use a 0.3% risk, so it's a like a starter. It looks like it stops me out. Oh, this is just unlucky. It goes up so fast. Come on. It just stops me out and then just went away. So IWM is finding support. Right now the 5-minute candle is a little bit too wide. I think I'm just going to like wait for any. I don't think so. Like I already missed the 1 minute reversals. Wait, my USAR didn't get stopped out? How? What? IP hasn't stopped me out yet. And now it's coming for me. Okay. Now it's coming for me. Come on, hold it. Hold it, IEMA, please. How many cents? 4 cents? Why IP hasn't stopped me out yet? Wow. Guys, okay. So I really recommend you guys to use IP because it allows you to hold your winners longer. The best broker. How? What? Yeah, but I still don't really like how the market is doing, especially in the cryptos. Crypto is declining the weekly 9 and weekly 21. Will the stock market follow? Yeah, yeah, true. It also I will also hold your loser longer as well. Just don't buy any loser. Avoid a loser. Yeah, I go through my watch list this weekend, and then he has a really strong move on the early January. I also explained this like pre-market, and it holds up pretty well. It holds above all the EMAs for 2 weeks, and it pulls back to the rising 21 and also the 150 area. All the EMAs are clustering together. It finds support twice and close really strong. And today's a breakout day. I'm not feeling super confident about it. Like it looks like it could return to my stop anytime soon. Yeah, SPY and Qs are under the weekly 9 EMA, which could be a potential resistance. But even if you're trying to do shorts, I would consider shorting near the EMAs instead of shorting today. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's coming for me. It's coming for me. Yes. I try to reduce my position size and the risk per trade this year. maybe not position size if I can find more, if I can find a really tight entry. But the risk per trade I'm trying to reduce to like 0.3 to 0.4%, because like I trade so often, so I'm high risk of a losing streaks, and also I overtrade a lot, so I try to reduce my drawdown by taking less risk. And it's like it also improve your mental capital too. So if you're in a losing streak, you won't feel that stressed and won't have that many urge to of a revenge trade or lead to some behavioral slippage. Oh, NDS is so strong today. But this thing is, at least for now, like all over the place. Hello from Singapore. Hello. Trim some because I normally trim when I got above maybe 3 to 5 hour. And if you're trimming too early, and yes, you can reduce your loss when the trade doesn't work, but also it significantly reduce your return if you are getting a really good trade. And I do progressive exposure, but it's more like about the number of trades that I take. I'm starting from the fully cash to I'm fully invested. Maybe the first day I'm just going to try maybe 1 to 2 new positions. But if I'm getting a lot of tractions, then I'm trying more, 4 to 5. But if I'm start like losing, like my trades aren't working well, then I'm going to reduce my risk per trade. Hey lab, I bought it. At this 1 minute candle breakout. Yeah. Yes, this is a really good. Are there any news? So it's an EP. Yeah, but it's also moving too fast. How so hard to manage the stop. Rather than combining this flag. Yes, you can combine this. Yeah. I have an opening range high. Maybe even here is too wide. Yeah. It's a good setup. Especially on the daily. It has a pretty long base and gap up over the previous highs. Weekly too, above the EMAs. This is good. But just a little bit too, the market cap is too small. But still, it's a very good chart. So market is chopping around after the open, which is not that good. I prefer to like rally straight up after the open, at least into the declining 9 EMA. So right now it feels like it's pretty weak. I don't know. Let's see. And surface rejecting the 9. Yeah, the quantums looks like a short, especially on the weekly. But still they're above the 50 EMA on the weekly. I don't think today would be a good short entry, even if it's really going down, as the market probably needs to pull back to the 9 or 21 on the daily, and then this stock is also needs to rebound, and probably going to stops me out when it's going to rebound. And I try to trade less this year, always reminding myself to trade less. So yeah, platinum looks wonderful. So I really wanted to go up for 1 or 2 days, maybe overshoot the all-time highs, or at least this swing high over 2,600, 2,600 areas, and also also speed up the rally of gold and silver together, and then if gold going up to like 4,900 or the 5,000 areas, that would be perfect. Yes, I have an interview with Richard soon. Guys, you can leave any questions here, and maybe I can also maybe I can include them in my slides. There will be an interview with J Law, I believe on the early February, but I don't know when it will be released. Yes, I will include my losers. I've already included them. I think it's it doesn't buy much time to directly trading through TradingView. This ONDS is exceptionally strong, and it's very liquid. It's just an outlier in this market. Yes, I did change quite a lot in my trading, especially on the pullbacks. I trade much more pullbacks last year, but the fundamentals, like the style, is still the same. It's still the trend following and the tight stop with a low win rate style. And I think you need to be going with the flow. Like when the markets change, I have to adapt. I just use market order to enter my positions. I won't limit my entry size, but I will. Even the market volatility increases, I am still finding the tight stop or the tight range to set my stops. It doesn't matter. Either I don't trade or I set my stop. No, I haven't become a position trader yet. It's really hard to hold the winners for a really long period. Going through the ups and downs, really hard. Most of my gains come from longs, definitely from longs. So that's also part of the reason that I wanted to trade less shorts. A short has a mathematically like unfavored for the risk reward. Yes, I still trying to hold my winners for longer. I really wanted to maybe hold a winner for 1 or 2 months at least. So maybe I will reduce it to maybe only half of the original size and then just ride with the smaller size. This is quite ugly for Rocket Lab. I'm going to put my stop at the previous week low. Yes. And allow some room for the undercuts of the 9 EMA, if there's any. Galaxy will be on this, on the low of this gap. You can go to my Twitter or the X, the page to see my pullbacks, both the short and the long side. It's actually the same, but like on the flip side. And no, I don't check my account balance frequently. I put very, very small emphasis on the fundamentals. The only fundamental that I care is the theme. What theme does the stock belongs to? I never look at the ROR or the ratios, revenue growth, earn EPS growth, how many institutions are owning the stocks. I never read a financial report. I mean, reading chart is already very hard. It just adds more noise if you are trading or at least me, if I'm trading both the technical and fundamentals at the same time. But I'm definitely not saying the fundamentals is useless or just not profitable or something. I really respect every style of different investor or the traders. I think there are hundreds or not thousands of ways of like a profitable trading style or setup or strategies in the market, but I'm just sticking with the technicals, and don't judge the other style of trading because maybe technical is working for you, and you think the fundamentals, and then you start like judging other style of the trading. But I really think there's so many diversity in the market for you to take profits. I mean, make profits. QQQs are looking bearish on the 1 minute chart, but the stocks is holding up. IWM is holding up. Silver is going lower. I really wanted to go 1 to 2 more days. But yes, I get stopped out from HUT, I believe. On this day, I raised my stop to this candle low, and then it stops me out on Thursday. And also like close below the 9 EMA, so either I'm using the close or just the stop, it will stop me out. So it's a very tiny gain. The last week is a bit tough. It's like chopping around and not doing anything. Especially it's chopping around in the no man's land. It's feeling weak. So HUT stops me out, but Rocket Lab stay strong. So we sometimes just follow the rules and follow your stops. But it's really easier said than done. It's so hard. HYMC is too extended. How can you buy up here? You should even like be a short. But it's yeah, I avoided shorting this kind of like smaller cap stocks, and I don't know. Maybe it's gold and silver. Maybe. 100%, 1000% in 5 months. Maybe 1 or 2 more days. Damn, silver is rejecting. Wow, man. I'm just following my plan. Maybe it's the top, but I really think it should go maybe a little bit more to be a really good parabolic short. The GDX really looks a bit extended. What's the risk here? It's really tempting. Oh, some follow through. But like silver always is being choppy. Yeah, trade less. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my plan. I'm not going to short this today. It looks like it's going down. So currently my 2 new positions are working quite well for now. I really got surprised by this outperformance from IWM. Galaxy trade? Yeah, the Galaxy bought at this breakout on Tuesday around 26-ish area. I love the hourly, and the hourly is really tight for the breakouts. And the daily is holding the 9 and 21, although it's below the 50, which is not favorable for the longs. I actually bought it for a sympathy trade of Bitcoin on Tuesday, so it's around here when Bitcoin starts breaking out, and then I'm feeling like Galaxy is the strongest one compared to the other, like maybe MicroStrategy or Coin or this BitMine. I think the Galaxy is the strongest one among all. But it turns out it's really, well, apart from the cryptos, it also has the data center. And I just got kind of lucky for capturing the news of getting this gap ups on Thursday. What advice I have to give myself when I only traded for 1 year? Stay tuned for the Trader Line interview. I think I will share them in the interview with Richard. So stay tuned for that. It probably would be the last part of the interview. Like Richard asked every trader the same question. So I think it will be included in the last part of the interview. So stay tuned for the interview. But I would say I think one I also mentioned it last year is you need to really review your trades. So after you jotting down your trades or journaling your trades or just write them down, you also have to like evaluate your losers, especially your losing trades. What else can you do better, and what are the weaknesses? Because you will find some similarities in your losing trades. So last year, I found I will increase my risk per trade when I was in a losing streak. So which would like further increase the drawdown. Just so really study your losers is really important. Not just writing them down. You have to study what are the areas of for improvement. And the second maybe it's hard to explain, but like you have just really treat every trace very seriously. You have to really obey your stop. Like you need to define your entry points well. Don't just enter a trade for feeling comfortable. Like if you're having FOMO, you really want to enter the stock, but actually it's not a good entry point, or you are risking too much for this trade. Like the inner urge requires you to enter the trade. Or on the other side, when the stock is gapping down, your brain is telling you to sell. You panic. You don't want to maybe lose your profits, or like realize your like yeah. Normally you just won't you will cut your winners early because you don't want to get a drawdown and lose your profits. But if you're following your rules, if you're like trading without emotions, or I don't know how to explain, just you have to really ignore the impulse, the inner voice. Try to be really systematic or not emotional, and forget about the money. Like most of the emotions are coming from your desire for money. You really want to get rich or make huge profits. You normally, I have been that stage. I also like focus on money a lot earlier in my trading journey. So those mistakes are very common, but you have to, if you're letting those habits earlier in your journey, then you will elevate your trading much more quicker. I believe like it's so easier to be said than done. Normally you really have to gone through all those stages, all those obstacles or the ups and downs, and then you will learn them through your own lessons rather than others sharing or the quotes you see in Twitter. You need to improve through your own mistakes. Don't get beaten up by your mistakes. And if you really love trading, if you're really passionate about trading, just don't give up. Improve through your mistakes. So looks like the market is rallying back, finding support. Especially I really like the actions on IWM. But see, the Qs are under the EMA, so I'm not super excited or bullish for this bounce. But the individual stocks are holding up quite well. The strong names are holding up, doing what they should do. So I look forward to the reactions on the declining EMAs on the daily. So I think that's it for today, and see you in the next stream. Thank you.